Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Capricorn. The Sun now in Pisces, which is in the Tarot. The Moon card is giving the light to the Moon, which is in your sign. And we're going to your full moon to the right, extroverted, 6 months. And you see here 15, 18, 19th major arcana. Understand that the Sun in Pisces is giving you the full aspect of looking into your subconscious and recognizing now, no matter where the moon stands, right? Because sometimes the moon is waning or waxing, and sometimes the moon is quite full and quite empty. It doesn't matter. When the Sun is in Pisces, you get the full subconscious, and you can really look deep into where are you still attached or cut off from source. And so here we see a very beautiful combination that is happening today. Now, I'm not doing the reading for those who have the moon in Capricorn. I'm doing the reading because the moon is bringing me through the subconscious the information that I can give to you. Now, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the hanged man. And in going into an inversion, we recognize sometimes a state of waiting, of consciously inverting and letting really go. In the Osho Zen Tarot, which is the deck that I have for Pisces, it's the new vision. And so you see how she is pointing out to the right. Now, when you look at the card and you see the person reaching to the right, it's an outer perspective. Then when you become the card, she is actually reaching within. And so there's always a cyclical energy, and that's why I do the reading 6 months to the right and then 6 months to the left. Just that you know how I work here. You are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the world. And you have arrived, right? You can show here that you are naked, you are transparent, you have achieved whatever it is that you wanted to achieve. Yoga position for Pisces is fish pose, up dog and down dog. And the yoga pose for you is dancer pose. I don't want you to be the devil anymore. I want you to be the dancer, God Pan. Because the devil doesn't exist. It's just the darkest month of the year, and your opposite sign, Cancer, is the lightest month of the year, and people have made out of you this terrible energy just so that they don't realize how powerful you are, because that's where we plant the seed. And when we dance up into the third eye, up, 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 right, then we come and realize the enlightenment, the passing through the 5 elements, right, the 5 senses, the 15, and then the one and only, the third eye. You are the Queen of Pentacles. Is your birthday between December 12th and January 8th, then is she your court card. You are, as a Capricorn, always the boss. Remember, the boss knows it better, but don't let other people get the feeling that they never can reach up to you. Allow them also to have that moment of, I know what I'm doing. You're the 10th zodiac sign, and as such connected to the 10th house of career and success, and you're reaching up to the sun. For you, the sun, right, which is a dwarf star, is why you're climbing up. You're going up the highest mountain, and you are successful in sense of finance, career, success, everything that this world out there makes us believe is important. Back to the last reading where we had Aquarius Sun giving Capricorn Moon the light. The message was 11, 22, 33, 44. True magic unfolds around those who believe in it. And I use always the portals, right? And so when there's an 11 and then the 22 and the 33 and the 44, it's kind of like saying, well, yeah, it's important that you recognize all together creates 100, right? And so 100%, you have to believe in the magic and then it will come to you. Then I checked if there's a reoccurring card, but there isn't, and so we can continue the reading. We begin always with the Queen of Pentacles, and you get the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is before you, so you might have, if you're born on the 12th of December, Sagittarius energy in you as a soul aspect, but as a court card, you are the Queen of Pentacles, right? So have a look down below in the description. I have the dates there. So she's pointing out to the right, like the 8 is traveling, success is knowing you want to go and bring this information, right? The magic, the one, Mercury is the magician, is the magic out into the world. And so here you are very clear what is coming from the Mother Peace Tarot. The Shaman of Cups, slightly to the left, is coming up, and he's pointing over to you. And so here's the 8 and the 10 is the 18. The 18, that's Pisces, that's the moon, that's the subconscious. You know that you can go deeper in the way you work this out. Now here's an 8 and he's the 8th zodiac sign, so there's an 8-8 portal here. But of course also here the 10 and the 8 is also an 18, and the 18 turns then into a 9, the completion. And so you see that something clearly is coming to you as I want to emotionally go deeper with what I'm doing, with how I'm using the money, and I'm aiming out there. But deep inside of you, you know you're aiming always deep within. Now, what is Scorpio saying? Scorpio is bringing you again the 8 of Wands, Mercury in Sagittarius. So it's confirming that here he is as well with you, bringing out this energy, and his arrows are going up from him, from the corner here, out. And so it's very interesting, right? So you have 3 times the 8, but here what works is that she aims the arrow directly from your heart out. He, the Scorpio, the shaman that is concocting here this drink, is aiming up. And so it's very interesting, right? It's almost like, yes, you are recognizing now that Scorpio is with you. He's reaching like you outward, even more upwards, right? The deeper we go in the way we feel, the higher we can then reach these arrows out there, these actions out there. And so it's a very focused energy that is happening. 3 times the 8, that is, feel the empowerment, right, in the way you are spiritually connecting here with these 3 cards. And it's really clear that you are going for it, right? You know that you have something that is now wanting to go out in whatever endeavor you are doing. Then we look at you as here the dancer pose, right? The soul aspect of you, you getting the 6 of Wands. And so here with the 8 wands, you got 16 wands. Remember, the 16 is Mars, that's the tower. And so here we have Jupiter in Leo. So you had 16 wands and another 6 are 22 wands, and that's the 22 you had last time. The 22 is the Fool, because the Fool is the 22nd major arcana. It's 0, it's everything and nothing, but it's also the number 22. And so you have here the 15, which when we calculate it together get a 6, so you have here a 6-6 portal, really beautiful. Now Jupiter is this, like, I want to go out, and Jupiter is ruling Sagittarius, which are here 2 times the 8 of Wands, right? And so you understand really clearly, okay, I do want something to be successful, and it is, right? You feel that. Now, what is coming from Pisces? You get the 5 of Swords, which is comparison. And so we can compare, and in that comparing we start sometimes a fight. And we understand the 5 are the 5 senses here in your card. The 6 and the 5 is the 11. And in the 11, you see again a number coming up. The 11 and the 22 are here now. That you know, the inner teacher is letting you know, do not compare ever with no one. When you are successful in your own right. Because this is understanding that Venus in Aquarius, right? And Aquarius is a big player right now because Pluto has moved into Aquarius for 20 years. So the 11 is here. Understand that you do not want to compare your success with anybody else than yourself. Now, what is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? You get the Empress to the right down. And the Empress, of course, is Venus. And so this is the Venus in Aquarius, the comparison, right? You in your own right can lie here and do whatever you want to do because you are the Empress. But because it's facing down and it's facing over to the comparison, we get the 5 and the 3, which is again an 8. Then you have 4 times the 8. Have the heart to know that you want to be successful, and in that success you are allowed to be however you want to be successful. You don't need to show no one why you want to be the way you are in your business or whatever you do. And you see that, of course, this is pointing over here, so you get another 8 here, right? But we could also calculate here the 3 and the 6, which is a 9, then that's a completion. Understand that when you connect with this success, then you also feel more comfortable showing that that success can be owned and can be shown and can be lived. What is the Empress saying? She's bringing you the Fool. So the Fool, the 0, is, like I said, the 22 major arcana. And so you are recognizing here that you are stepping forward and taking that path, because she is saying, start fresh. Do not compare yourself with others ever. Do not see how others are successful and your success has to be the same. No, your success is innovative, is revolutionary, is new. What is the Fool bringing? The Fool is bringing you the 10 of Swords, and that's Sun in Gemini. And so he is walking into an end of thinking constantly about what success means for you, because you have 5 swords and 10 swords, which is 15 swords. And that's you, the number 15. Unite them, right? Bring them together. See the 5 senses and see the one, the third eye. See in your third eye that what you're doing is good. And then you have another 6 here, right? And so you have then with you 1, 2, 3 times the 6. And you understand that the message is very, very clear, right? You are heading out to the full moon. And yes, this is a mental aspect, and this is also a mental aspect. And here you are successful, but sometimes you are not owning that success. You kind of like, well, you know. No, you can own that success and create new things. And so here is 100. The 10 of Swords and the 0 is 100. 100%, 100%. Like I said, you have 100% the true magic that unfolds, right? With the 11, the 22, the 33, and the 44. That is 100. Okay. So then we understand here the message, right? That you have the 6 swords, the 6 wands, and you as the 6. And you understand very clearly, yes, I have to do it my way, or otherwise I won't be really happy. Then we are gonna look at the world. What is Saturn saying? And Saturn is bringing you. And here in the Muse Tarot, the devil is always depicted as something quite negative. And like I said, the devil doesn't exist. He is the most successful zodiac sign in all of them, because he is fertile. He is dark. In the darkness, things grow. And so you see this beautiful aspect here. And of course, here this aspect, and you would normally do it the other way around. But you can see now that they created an oxymoron, right? Up here in heaven is the fire, is this hellish situation, and down here are the wings of liberation. So the 21 turns into a 3, the 15 into a 6, the 9 appears, a completion is coming to you. What is Capricorn soul aspect wanting to tell you? The Ace of Wands is coming. Now you had 22 wands, right? Here the 8, and then here the 8, 16. 16 and 6 is 22. And so the 22 we leave because it's a portal, and now you get one wand, one action. And that's the one in the 15 and the one in the 21. That's Mercury. That's knowing what is the next move. That's knowing that the snake is with you, right? And so the 9 and the 1 is the 10 here. The 10, you know that the 10 is always the next step, the next level. You know that the 10 of Swords is that moment where I recognized I have these thoughts, and now I'm done with it, thinking all these thoughts. And you had the 5 of Swords, which is comparison, which is Venus in Aquarius, where you're fighting with others about what you think is right. And yes, you should always begin fresh and clear and understand and let people know, hey, this is what I want. But don't make a pattern out of it, because in that pattern you get stuck. Okay, so then I want to see what is, of course, your deck bringing. You get the 2 of Swords. And now you had 5 swords and 10 swords, that's 15 swords. And now you get another 2 swords, that's 17 swords. That's Aquarius. And so here, Venus in Aquarius, you're already getting a feeling of like, okay, if I want not to compare myself, I need to always go deep within. I need to use the third eye. I need to use here the mask, so that I understand that the 2 eyes are the duality, and the third eye, the number 1 in here, the 15, is the third eye. And that's why you are dancing up the ladder of the chakras, going here into the third eye. That's your dance up right into the third eye. And so here the 15 and the 2 is also a 17. So the 17 is Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is here. Pluto in Aquarius for 20 years. Aquarius, the mind, how we think. And it's important that you then turn those 17 swords into 8. The 8 again appears now. You have 5 times the 8, and 5 times is speak about it and share with the people what you have realized, right? And so the 17, the 8 here, the 8 and the 3 is the 11. And so again, you have an 11, and that 11 is the inner teacher that is letting you know exactly what's going on. What is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? It's the Six of Cups facing down, which is Sun in Scorpio. And Scorpio was here, right? The King of Cups. And so Scorpio is the one that is actually bringing you also 8 wands. And so here, when the Sun is in Scorpio, you realized something, right? These women are dancing on those horses with the cups, and there is a memory that is coming back. But because it's facing down, it's almost like you kind of feel not ready yet, right? With the 8 that we have here, the 8 and the 6, that's the 14, and the 14 is Temperance, and Temperance is Sagittarius. So Mercury in Sagittarius is saying, hey, know what you're focusing on. Focus on what you got and let go of the past. So in a way, it's maybe good that this is reversed, right? You do not want to compare anything with the past. That's finished, but you get here a 6, and you had here the 6, right? And you had the 6 of wands. So you have 1, 2, 3 times the 6 with you, 4 times the 6. And of course, that's the heart. Always understand, in your heart, you know what it is that you need. And so here, the 3 and the 6 is the 9 and the 8 is the 17. And the 17 again, Aquarius is going to bring new ways of thinking, new ways then also of feeling, new ways of acting, right? All of this is in here, and you see that you are awakening to a new power, because the devil aspect is over for you, right? Because if you have been with me for a while, this is what I'm letting you know all the time. You are not a negative energy. But here in the dark, we do things that we normally would not do in the light. And that's why this is, of course, by the church created as that negative month, as the devil, as something that we have to fear. So become a dancer, dance yourself up into the third eye, into the sixth, and awaken and see from the past the enjoyment, and see that you do not want to compare with that enjoyment ever again. You know that you are successful, and in that success you don't need to compare yourself with no one, right? You have the 5 and the 2, that's the 7. That's the emotional intelligence to know that you can bring yourself out of any of this kind of thinking where I have to compare myself with others. And so you see very clearly there's a really beautiful aspect coming to you that is letting you know, be the winner, focus on that, right? And know that you have the ability to really be someone that says, well, yes, I am, right? Here, the 8, and the 8, the 16, the 22, the 22, and the 1 is 23. That's the 5. That's the 5 senses that are always blocking you, by learning to overcome them, by understanding that the 5 is always the lesson. And in that lesson, you recognize that you do not want to compare yourself with no one, that you are successful, and that you are the Empress. Even though she's facing down, she's so powerful. She brings you the Fool, and she brings you the 10 of Swords, the 100%. And in that 100%, you understand clearly what you're doing is good, and just trust the process, and trust that you have the understanding of that one action within the one, that one thought, that one feeling, and follow that always. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Aries. Aries hasn't come up, but we got the Wands, right? And the Wands is taking action. and action is what is coming then when the sun is in Aries. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.